Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. I honestly don't know which channel I'm going to post this on because I was literally sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, I'm not sure where this would be most useful. I think both channels could use it, so we're going to leave it up for later. Maybe I'll post it on both if that's a thing. Okay, so for today's special topic, if you're new to my channel, both my channels are dedicated to helping people live in a way that feels more natural to them. It's here to help you transform into your best self and live your best life. So the theme I came up with today is holistic living. Does that mean we're going to talk about dieting and exercise? No, not necessarily. But something to be aware of, something I've most definitely noticed in my life. Everything is connected. You can't pull yourself apart. You can't compartmentalize you. You're a whole being who's here to live a whole life, a wholesome life, and a holistic life. So when we try to compartmentalize a part of ourselves, when we lie to ourselves about certain things, or we put off doing certain things that we need to be doing, like exercise or eating healthy or being with our family, when we put off those things, we can feel the imbalance. Life is not meant to be perfectly balanced, and it never will be perfectly balanced. But we are here to create some kind of intuitive balance for ourselves. And we're here to live our life holistically. So I really wanted to talk about this urgent message because I think a lot of people, sometimes they think, oh, they start to notice after some time that they've been neglecting a part of themselves. And sometimes that part that you've been neglecting causes a whole domino effect because you're a whole being. So do your very best. My encouraging message is to do your very best to make sure you're contributing something to all the necessary areas in your life that are of the highest priority for you. It doesn't do us a service, or the people in our lives, it does them a disservice, and it does ourselves a disservice when we're not participating in things that we really care about. So for example, you might say you go to a job to pay the bills, but you're not happy. And then that happiness influences your connection. It could be your relationship. It could be your friendships. It could be your health. It affects all areas because you're neglecting what needs to be taken care of here first and foremost. So the best thing that you could do for yourself is to address it. And do your very best to notice if there is an imbalance and the scale is teetering way off. How can I restore that balance as best as I can? What I tell people all the time, sometimes they tell me, I don't have the energy. I just don't have the energy to give to this. I don't have the energy to go work out. I don't have the energy to do this. I don't have the energy to do that. Well, that's probably because, like a battery, you only have a certain amount of energy to give each day. And you're probably doing something that's depleting your energy. So what you need to do now is you need to figure out where can you get that energy and pull it back to you so you have that extra energy to give to other areas of your life that you've been wanting to give to. I started to notice this when I started to pull away from certain jobs that drained me in the morning, just thinking about going to it. And I didn't think I was that person. I'm like, I'll go to work. I'll work. Okay, I won't complain. I'll do the work. But I was mentally exhausted and physically exhausted by the end of the day. And then the next day I would wake up aching. And I thought that was normal. I'm like, you wake up aching. That's just a part of life. Or that's your body telling you you're pushing it too hard. What happens if you listen? I would even challenge you to give yourself a week off and see what happens. Do you have the energy now? Give yourself a week off from anything that you feel like is pulling a lot of your energy, where you're having a hard time just like pulling it away. So maybe you have to give yourself a vacation just to test the water out. The pandemic really offered us an opportunity for us to get clarity and see into the bigger picture about how we were living our lives. It forced us to be put on pause, but it also forced us to sit with ourselves. And it ended up opening a whole Pandora box for me. A whole Pandora box that I didn't realize was not being looked into. You know, as a sensitive creative artist, I thought, okay, I'm paying attention to my emotions. I'm paying attention to my feelings, of course. I'm aware that I'm going to change my life, but when? But when? I'm aware that I want something new and a new chapter. I know at some point, but when? I was actually doing a job at the time that I'd been doing for some time that I said 1 year. I'm going to do this for 1 year just to like get myself in transition. No, I ended up staying there for 4 years. Because I didn't choose to change the energy up. And I felt bad about leaving. And then I left. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't so bad. It was perfectly respectful. My manager was very honorable. She got me a cake and a certificate. She was so sweet about the whole thing. Because I was honest and I aligned with my desire. And then there was another job I was offered, and I was like, okay, maybe this is more of what I'm wanting to do. And that I knew almost right away. As soon as I set foot in it, I don't think I'm gonna stay here. Something feels off. So I decided to leave. They were completely respectful towards me too. They're like, oh, we're sad you're leaving, because I honored myself. And then I did it again. I did it again. And I was always that person, oh no, not me. I don't just like quit jobs. I would scoff at people who just like quit jobs. I'd be like, oh my gosh, they just don't get it. You're supposed to hold the job down. You have to pay the bills. That's responsibility. That's just how it works. I was not that person, but I redefined it for myself. I redefined it. And I decided to use the best of my time. Like, so I intentionally, as I was leaving these jobs, I would start to focus more on my hobbies and focus more on my passion projects and dedicating more time and attention to it. And as I dedicated more time and attention to my hobbies and the things that I truly wanted to awaken within myself, they started to bring the energy back into my life. The passion, the interest, the intrigue, all of it started to come back. And it was very clear by now, within this time period, by last year, I knew what I was supposed to be doing. And I knew that was the thing that I always had been wanting to do. But I felt conflicted because I thought, okay, I'm an artist, right? That's my path. I'm going to be an artist and that's what I'm good at. But then I didn't feel like painting anymore. And I was like, why do I not feel like painting? What's going on? And I realized I just needed to find my path. I needed to find my thing. I needed to get back to neutral, honor my feelings, and give to the thing that really needed it. So pull your energy away. Understand that you cannot be compartmentalized. When you neglect a part of yourself, unfortunately, it will create a domino effect. It will impact other areas. Part of you might be, well, I'm holding it up in this area of my life. It's all good. It's all good. All the while, maybe you're missing out on your connections or your relationships or being present with your children. Every day is a gift to be alive. What you do with it is up to you. How do you want to use this gift of life? How do you want to make the most of it? We are not here to work for money. Money is a natural consequence of you putting blood, sweat, and tears into something you genuinely love to do. You look at these people, how do they figure out how to tap into the infinite abundance? And it just comes in because they figured out that doing something that they loved, though it felt risky, maybe to other people, ended up being a worthy investment down the line. So if you're looking for that energy, understand that you cannot compartmentalize. You need to pull it back to you. And then start investing it in things that give back to you. Putting your dreams on the shelf. is not going to help you in any way. Like putting your dream, why would you put your dreams on the shelf when your dreams are the blueprint to the rest of your life? I tell people that all the time. Your dreams are the blueprint to the rest of your life. It's here to help you figure things out. What do you want to do? You want to be with your kids more? That's your dream. Figure out how to create your dream. When we learn how to work towards dreams and not towards money and stability, which by the way is an illusion, anything that we have can be taken from us at any point in time. When we truly work towards something that is untouchable, our heart's desire, we are rewarded in the experience of creating it. Don't put off your dreams or your desires. Honor them. And don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short, thinking that you don't have what it takes. As far as I'm concerned, everyone has something. Everyone has something, and it's about figuring out what you have. My gift, the one thing that I always knew is I had something. I had something. I knew I had something. I didn't know how I was going to share it. I just knew I had something here. And eventually I was going to get the courage to put it out there and be out there with what it was. I wasn't entirely sure until I really just started experimenting and trying things out. You are a whole being. You're here to live a whole life. Do not neglect parts of yourself. Do the best that you can to give to all areas of your life that need you, that need your attention, that need nourishment. And then, I'm sure by then you will find yourself living a much more peaceful existence. All right, that's going to be the end of this message. I hope that helped you guys out in some way. Let me know what's going on in your life. Like, subscribe to support, and I would really appreciate that. I will see you guys next time. Bye.